Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's your boy Jay Taylor. Whenever time you catch this video, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. Hope you're enjoying your day. But yeah, man, it's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless, and I'm back with another video. Man, you know what I'm saying? I was just singing Stephen A. Smith praises. I was just hopeful. On my last video that I did, man, I was riding with him. But then, and as the title says, unfortunately, Stephen A. Smith folds and apologized to Jasmine Crockett under pressure. Man, oh man. If you didn't know, man, for more context, you could check out my last video that I did on this subject. Just the very last one. It was a pretty good video, might I say. But Stephen A. Smith came out and was very critical about Jasmine Crockett and her politics, how she comes out and goes at the president, and the president goes back and forth. They had this tit for tat going on, and he took it upon himself to criticize her method of doing all of that, but neglecting her district that she's a rep in Congress out of Dallas, Texas. And for what it's worth, he was right. But when you go up against a liberal Democrat, especially a woman, as a black man, and you in that community type atmosphere where that's a part of your support system, they gonna chastise you. They gonna come for you. They gonna put that pressure on you. And Stephen A. Smith, wow, didn't want to touch it. It's because he always do this. Anytime that he get critical of somebody in the community, when I say the community, I'm talking about the section of the black community that are liberal, that are democratic. They are like a cult. You disagree with them, especially if you're a black man, and if you disagree or be critical of a black liberal woman, the whole community is gonna come for you. And that's exactly what they did to Stephen A. Smith. And what did he do? He was standing firm at one point, and what did he do? He folded, man. And before we get into the commentary, man, I feel so stupid for sitting up here co-signing this dude, knowing his track record, man. He do this all the time, man. He be acting like he's standing on business, and then poof, he folds under the pressure. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. Stop that. Yeah, man. Stephen A. Smith, bro. I thought you was coming on the conservative side of things. I think what you said, you really stand by it, but you got that pressure and you folded under the pressure, man. When actually your platform is big enough to withstand any hit from the liberal black population, because they didn't make you. You get a lot of support from them, but they didn't make your platform to what it is. And man, I gave Stephen A. Smith a warning in the last video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was the video here. My last video, they go to title, The Black Liberals versus Stephen A. Smith over Jasmine Crockett, a closer look. So you go through the catalog there, but as you can see, I gave him this warning and not fold. Let's run that. I know you ain't gonna see this video, but if somebody could tell him, don't you dare apologize for what you said, because you ain't say a damn thing wrong, bro. Stand on it. Stand on what you said, because you ain't say nothing wrong, bro. Stand on that shit, bro. Stand on that shit. That's what's wrong now. You got these beta males out here bowing down. You know what I'm saying? To these black liberal women and all this. When everything all out of whack. Men supposed to be the head of the household. Don't you dare apologize, Stephen A. Smith. You hear me? Stephen A. You hear me, nigga? Don't apologize, bro. Stand on that shit, bro. On the real, stand on that shit, because you ain't say nothing wrong. You didn't disrespect and check that beta male, put him in his place, and stand on that shit, bro. Salute Stephen A. Smith. I don't even rock with Stephen A. Smith like that, but right about now, Stephen A. Smith, stand on that shit, my nigga. I salute you. Yeah, so as you can see, man, it was a dope video that you can go check out. But I told him in that video, you see, I told him, stand on it, bro. Don't let them people come at you and get you out your bag. You said what you said. It wasn't disrespectful. But see, he got hit with that pressure, man, from the community. You know what I'm saying? He got hit with that pressure from the community. So I'm going to kick it over here to man, and we're going to react to a black conservative perspective. He got a lot of good content from the community, how they came for him. I mean, he had Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. He had Plies. He had rappers coming from him. You know what I'm saying? You got Roland Martin over here. Stephen A. Smith ain't said nothing wrong. Nothing that her father wouldn't have told her. But see, this is why the black community is why the community is in the condition it's in, because there's no accountability. Oh, you a coon if you say something. But you see, you can't do what Stephen A. Smith did, but this is good to watch this in real time.
You know, the other day, because they said I was insulting Jasmine Crockett. Why you got to call out the sister? Because the sister's the one sounding like that. I know she's intelligent. I know she's accomplished. I know she's smart. That's not what I said. What I said was, that's not how you sounded. You sounded belligerent talking about the president. You're a representative representing the state of Texas in your district in Texas. They didn't send you there for that. They sent you there to find a way to get what you can for us while he's in office, while assisting him getting out of office so you could get somebody in there who's more favorable to my district. Same thing with AOC. Same thing with Eric Swalwell in California. Same thing with any elected official. Your job is not to go there and say, derail the president. I could do that. You're a representative. You're an elected official. You're on Capitol Hill. What are you doing? You're supposed to be working. You cannot be working if all you're saying is, I don't care what he comes up with. I'm not agreeing to it.
Now, what is he saying that's wrong? And this is a micro, it's a micro, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a smaller lens to look through for the whole entire Congress, the whole Democrat, Republican, and all that. We supposed to have our politicians work with each other and reach across the aisle. That way we can start dialogue. Look what's going on right now. We got a whole government shutdown for almost a month because the Democrats and the Republicans at odds. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, nothing is getting done. And all he's saying is he's trying to inspire, who he saw was probably one of the most influential politicians in Jasmine Crockett. If I can influence her to reach across the aisle, maybe that might start a ripple effect. But what did the community do? Called this man a whole coon. You know what I'm saying? And now they done put pressure on him where he done apologized for nothing. We're going to come back to that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come back to that. But before we go to that, let's play back exactly what he said that got everybody up under the rest at this point where he had to apologize to the sister. Man, this is weak. Man, Stephen A. Smith, man, I told you don't apologize. Let's go.
Take a listen to what I had to say last week, please. You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying, that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas. I don't know. Maybe that just sounds ignorant because it's so simple. But it ain't that damn complicated. We make it complicated. Damn, it's frustrating. It really can be. And all the verbiage and all the nonsense that I've heard over the last few days.
I'm really trying to understand what the backlash is and why people feel compelled to get upset at the fact that Stephen A. Smith actually had some constructive criticism. And when I say constructive criticism, it's truly constructive because he didn't say anything incendiary. He didn't go off about her looks. I mean, he was way nicer than I am when it comes to all of the nonsense and the cosplaying that comes along with Jasmine Crockett because, you know, according to different reports, Jasmine Crockett is really new, right? She didn't really grow up in the hood. She's not all of that or whatever. And so she's out here actually imitating and cosplaying what the perpetual stereotype is of a Black woman is by getting all extra with the butterfly eyelashes and all of the sassiness and all of the comments and stuff like that. And so Stephen A. Smith decided that he wanted to have constructive criticism and use his platform to maybe incentivize people to work together with the Trump administration because he doesn't necessarily disagree with everything that Trump is doing so that Democrats like Jasmine Crockett could also hold power and then get some things for their constituents back where she's from in Dallas. But instead, they decided to reject them and then try to say cancel culture on Stephen A. Smith.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, let's be real about this situation, man. Because I go through this as well. You know what I'm saying? Just having a conservative viewpoint on things as far as politics is concerned. And not get so much pushback. You know what I'm saying? But I stand firm on, man. Family and all, man, they be trying to bully your opinion. If you don't go along with the community tie, it's easy to fall off into that. If you scared to stand alone, Stephen A., obviously, I mean, he was standing on his own. You see, like I said, this is a great example of how the Black community is divided. One side, you a sellout, you a coon if you disagree or if you critical. The other side is like, man, you know, this is just my beliefs. You cool to believe what you want to believe, but this is what I believe and I'm standing on. You know what I'm saying? But Stephen A. Smith, it had to be something that happened for the switch for him to come out, and he didn't say nothing wrong. Just like in that last clip, and shout out to Anton Daniels, he wasn't disrespectful. He was trying to tell her, like, hey, you got a whole party, a whole population of people that you represent. You a politician. You could get some things accomplished if you work with the administration instead of against it. Said nothing wrong. But the mere fact that he had an opinion, that man had to come out here and apologize. So let's get into the apology, man. Let's get into the apology and see what's going on here, man. Now check this out.
With me over the last few weeks. Now, I will tell you, I apologize for not speaking about this earlier. If you took a close-up of my face right now, you'll see the right side of my face swollen. I had emergency double root canal surgery. And so I've been down and out and drugged up and stuff like that over the last few days, trying to overcome this stuff. But nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm here right now. I wanted to take a moment because I saw something disturbing in regards to President Donald Trump and how he came at Representative Jasmine Crockett. And I wanted to take this opportunity to attack this issue as it pertained to me and Jasmine Crockett, because I personally have had an issue with how things have been misconstrued and misinterpreted. But at the end of the day, I have to own it. And that's what I'm going to do today.
He stands a monument to human patience.
And so when somebody says to me, Stephen, rather than point to her and her verbiage and her language and how she talked about the president, what about how he talks? I have no problem with that. I can understand that. And if that is the reason that everybody is in an uproar, that is fine. And I have no problem apologizing to my sister, because damn it, I want her to know I don't feel that way about her.
You never said that, Stephen A. Smith. You never said that you took the position of the president at all. And you have been very critical of the president. And that's fine. But ain't nobody try to put you in a situation to apologize to Donald Trump, because you have been very critical of him over the years. But as soon as you are critical of somebody from the community, you got to apologize once again. If I go on here on YouTube and type in Stephen A, I went in there, Stephen A apologizes. You know how many a good list of 15 people came up? Because you come out here, you make these statements, and then when you get some pressure, Stephen A apologizes to LeBron James, and Stephen A, like every time you be right about situations, but as soon as you get hit with a little bit of pressure, here you come back out here apologizing. Now you claim to be an independent. You claim to, look at it from both sides. But you eventually gonna have to pick a side, bro. Especially, if you're gonna talk about politics, if you're gonna be an independent, be an independent. But otherwise, all this back and forth, you on one side and then you on the other side, and now you apologizing. What you apologizing for? What did you say when you weren't disrespectful? You shouldn't have never said nothing to begin with then, Stephen A. Smith. If you weren't going to stand on that, if you weren't going to stand in your truth, why would you say it to begin with? You knew coming for you had to know coming for somebody like Jasmine Crockett, the community, the black community, the liberals and the Democrats that roll with her was gonna come for you. Did you thought that you weren't gonna get met with no resistance? See, to be a black conservative, to be a conservative, period, in this day and age, you gotta stand on it. Ain't no room for the weak in this being a conservative right now. And you gotta let people know, hey, this my beliefs, ain't no family, whatever. You got a multi-million-dollar network. And you pigeon-toeing around these people, the black liberals, they can't make or break you right now, bro. You tapped in with them other people. It's easy for you to stand on business, bro. And you know what's the saddest part about this? Even though you apologize, they still talk about you full of it. They respect you even less since you apologized, Stephen A. Smith. But I'm gonna let you finish out.
Just like I didn't feel that way about Kamala Harris. Just like I don't feel that way about the marvelous, the wonderful, the incomparable, the greatest first lady ever, and Michelle Obama, in my estimation, or anybody else. But what we're going to do on this show is understand who the hell I am and how it's going to be as long as I'm doing this show. I have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong. I have no problem apologizing if I've made somebody feel a certain kind of way. But I'm going to challenge the legitimacy of what people come at me with when I think that challenge is warranted and deserved. If you came to me and you said to me that it came across as a bit dismissive, Stephen, you should have been more protective of her than that, because look at how he speaks. Look at how they act on Capitol Hill towards her. I understand that. But when somebody tries to take that to accuse me of being disrespectful or in any way misogynistic, I'm going to push back on that, because that's emphatically false. There's no truth to that whatsoever, and I'm not accepting that, and I'm not owning that. I can sit up there and I can look at Representative Jasmine Crockett. Do you know what I think she should be doing? I think she should be competing for the Senate seat in Texas or for the Attorney General spot, because she's qualified.
What? You think Jasmine Crockett should be in the Senate, in the Attorney General? Oh yeah. Yeah, you trying to get in good with the community, super strong. If you think she should be the Attorney General, this lady is for illegal immigration. She is for everything anti-American. She sit up there and play that black role, but the whole time you would have to be a far left, like you're not even a Democrat dealing with Jasmine Crockett. You a leftist dealing with her. Everything that she stands for is far left. And you say that you in the middle as an independent, and you want somebody like Jasmine Crockett to be the Attorney General? Kamala Harris? Like, you are really trying to get back in the good grace of the community. It's sad, man. As I was rolling with you, it ain't even been 48 hours, bro. And you done flipped the script like a chameleon. Now you want her to be like the Attorney General, bro? Like what Pam Bondi doing? Man, they don't respect you. You can apologize till you blue in the face. They already know what you really feel. What you came out the first time and said, that's what your heart really was at. You don't even look right saying this. I never cape for you again, bro. I never cape for you again. You a flip-flop dude, bro. You flip flop. It wasn't even a full 72 hours since I did that video, and you the flip flopped on the nigga, man.
I personally think Kamala Harris should have ran for governor of California.
What? Man, this dude, man, I'm telling you. Now you think Kamala Harris should have been the governor like Gavin Newsom ain't did it. You ain't no independent, bro. What do, first of all, do Kamala Harris even got to do with this conversation? You a full-fledged Democrat to say something like that. You see what Gavin Newsom already doing in California. Now you want Kamala Harris to run for? She the one responsible for all these illegal immigrants in the country right now. She was the border czar for the last administration, where we seen more illegal immigrants coming to this country in the last 4 years than we seen in all of American history put together. 25 up to 20 to 25 million illegal immigrants came into this country under her watch specifically. We got a major problem with illegal immigration because it's right on the border in California, and you want her to be the governor? This dude here, man.
I've said it for the record that if Michelle Obama was running for president, she would have beat Trump, in my opinion. I think she'd have done it. That's how I feel. But somehow, some way, it's never enough for some people out there. I understand. I would advise you to get over it or buckle up, because I'm not going away. This is my show. I will say what I feel and I will do what I want. It doesn't mean I'm going to be insensitive. It doesn't mean that I don't care about our community. A matter of fact, most of the trouble I get in is because I care about our community. And the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason that I'm willing to attack this subject, because this really ain't about Jasmine Crockett. I respect her. I wish her nothing but the best. I was simply asking a question. That's all. What's working for you? Because I don't want her to lose the prowess that she has. I want it to continue to gain and elevate. We need resistance.
Stephen A. Smith, man, you talking out of both sides of your neck at this point. Like you trying to stand on it, but not really. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody in court or in the precinct talking to the police. They kind of snitching, but they not. Like, man, say what you gonna say and stand on it, bro. That's the problem. Now you trying to, well, no, I'm just trying to say that she need to do this and do that. But hey, I'm not trying to be insensitive. It ain't about none of that, bro. You said the right thing when you first came out here and said, hey, Jasmine Crockett, don't you think it'd be time better spent trying to reach across the aisle and work with the president for the betterment of your constituents? He gonna be in office the next 3 years. You could use the federal funding. Now you trying to, you ain't come off disrespectful, but now you apologizing because she allegedly assumed you, or somebody assumed you were being disrespectful or misogynistic when you weren't. No, it didn't have nothing to do with none of that. You didn't talk about anything that would be considered or related to misogyny. You didn't say anything that was remotely disrespectful, but here you are apologizing to Jasmine Crockett to try to save face with the community who gonna respect you even more less now. They gonna respect you less than they did when you first came out. They're like, oh, we got that nigga. He better not ever step out of line. You better not ever say nothing else about another Democrat or a liberal black woman. You better not say nothing about another black woman. They gonna eat you alive. And now what you did with the conservatives, like myself, that stood up for you, man, we ain't you done lost our support now. I'm not coming out here capping for you no more, bro. I was seeing little moves you was. I'm like, yeah, man, Stephen A. He getting it. He gonna come on over here, and then you let the community put that pressure on you. I see pressure bust pipes, huh?
To what we see going on in the streets of America.
He stands, a monument to human patience.
I asked a question. I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that. And
man, it ain't had nothing to do. What did you even bring a Trump up for at this point? That's what they told you, bro. Well, you won't say nothing with Trump. Say something to her. First of all, Trump ain't even know this lady existed until she came after him every other day. They had to tell Trump who she was because she was coming after him, calling him every name up under the book. Then he, you know, Trump gonna throw his shots back. He ain't go as far as she went. He might have said, "Oh, she got a low IQ." Man, this lady did call him a POS. She done basically, man, she done went so far beyond what Trump just said about her. Only thing he said, she low IQ. Whatever. Man, all this lady do is talk about Trump. And that's cool. But what you said was this: where your work at? What you doing for while you so busy going back and forth with the president on all these networks, what are you doing for your district that is suffering in Dallas, Texas? What's wrong with that? Because it's black people in Dallas, Texas that she represent that ain't getting the federal funding because she going up against the president right now. That's what this was about. Not all this other stuff, they back and forth. That's irrelevant to what you originally said. Now you didn't let them give you a narrative so you could go ahead and come with this fake ass apology, bro.
I apologize because I respect the hell out of Jasmine Crockett and what she has accomplished. I absolutely do. And I appreciate the fact that she feels compelled to fight the way that she's fought, the way that she fights because of what she's dealing with. I've been a journalist.
She dealing with what she created, bro. She created this whole image that she has in the White House, in Congress. She created, she came out here and wanted to be boisterous and wanted to go up against the president and all. She brought that on herself. So, like you said before, the Republicans, they see Jasmine Crockett coming, let her speak. Because they know they're going to get all type of good sound bites off her talking ignorant. That's not a good representation of black women. They want her to speak more. You see what I'm saying? And you acknowledged that before. Now you trying to say the way that she fights is so great and all this. And bro, you are one of the phoniest. I see why the Democrats came for you. They know you phony. And they ain't buying this, and we ain't buying this. You talk about you in the middle. I don't know, fam. This ain't looking good. I'm just not hearing this in real time.
Journalist for over 30 years. I don't want enemies. I truly don't. But I'm not here to make friends.
Man, these people tried to cancel. They was calling for you to be canceled. All the black people, they was saying, man, you talk about you don't want enemies. They wanted your career to be over because you had an opinion. And you apologizing to these people? And you expect them to have respect for you? I'm looking at you in your face, bro. You don't mean this. And they know that. You want these people to have, that's why I told you, stand on it. You don't have to be disrespectful, but what you said nothing wrong. Stand on it. The moment you double back and you flip flop, man, you lose credibility, bro. I don't want to see you canceled, but guess what? That woman that says you had little dick energy said you need to be canceled. And that dude, the Bacardi dude, and all them says you need to be canceled. Now you apologizing? Man, I wouldn't be apologizing off the strength of that alone. You want me to lose my career because I had an opinion? I'm upset with Stephen A. Smith right now. But bro, I don't want to see you canceled. That's the reality of these people, though. When they get mad with you, they want your whole life to crumble. But see, you know, you and apologizing, they might lighten up on you for a minute. But they ain't gonna forget this. So this don't really score you no points with them. All it did was just put you in a desert by yourself. Because the conservatives looking at you like you a clown now. Crazy.
I'm here to call it like I see it. It should be done respectfully. It should be done with the sensitivity that it needs to be done with. I get it. I understand. But I'm going to be me. I'm going to call it like I see it. I can look Jasmine Crockett in the face and say, I'm sorry for any kind of noise I caused in your.
You ain't say nothing, man. You keep talking about you want to apologize to Jasmine Crockett for you don't even know what you apologizing for. Any noise I said. What? What are you apologizing? Hold on, let's take this back. What are you explain what you apologizing for, bro?
I'm gonna call it like I see it. I can look Jasmine Crockett in the face and say, I'm sorry for any kind of noise I caused in your direction.
Don't even make sense, bro. Any kind of noise I caused in your direction. No. The noise was the right noise. It was the noise she needed to hear. That was a wake-up call for somebody to have such a platform like you. To be a black man in position to say, listen, it's a certain level of decorum. It's a certain level of prestige as a politician, as a black woman that you should carry while you in office for your constituents. Nothing wrong with what you said. So any noise that she got, that should have been constructive criticism. And that is the main thing that we need to focus on in this situation as it pertains to the community. The black community, man. And I said it in the first video, that accountability, man. We got to be able to take it. We got to be able to dish it, and we got to be able to take it. But you apologizing for no reason, bro. You tap dancing right now.
Because she is accomplished and she is smart and she does have an incredible challenge working in this political climate on Capitol Hill. I got it. And when Trump came at her like that, I said, damn it. I was pissed off because I said, that's what they're talking about. When they're saying, you know what, when you question something about her, it's going to invite that. I understand. but we also need to be able to ask her questions.
So let me understand something. Is she just supposed to come out here and disrespect the president of the United States every chance she get? Call him all outside his name. He Putin's hoe. All this, we don't even gotta go off into about what she said. We already know it. And she don't supposed to get no type of response. She just be able to say what she want to say. She signed up for that. And like I said in the beginning of the first video, I don't think Jasmine Crockett really give a damn about doing nothing for her constituents. Because she wouldn't even behave like this. That lady trying to set herself up for a career outside of politics. And you know it, Stephen A. Smith. You called it out. You was on that track. I mean, if you was going to do this, you shouldn't have never even called her out to begin with, bro. You put yourself in a peculiar situation. And that's why I told you, stand on it. I told you to stand on what you said for a reason. It's too late now. You came out with this half-ass apology. I don't even want to hear no more. I don't even want to hear no more. But I'm going to tell you what, bro. Hold on, man. Before I let me bring up another clip here. Shout out to Red Cup Talks with Mika. He did a segment on this about the community with Stephen A. Smith and this whole Jasmine Crockett situation. And Stephen A. folds the council culture and apologizes to Jasmine Crockett. So let's get off into this. Now, this is the conservative black young lady. Let's get her take on it. Let's go.
All right. I want to get to Stephen A. Stephen A. What can I say? Stephen A. folded. Stephen A. folded like cheap laundry. Stephen A.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your
folded. I don't know why he folded. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That man is liberal to the core, okay? That man doesn't know how to push back and stand on principles, okay? That's one of the things that irritates me about liberal men, okay? Instead of pushing back to women, okay, on a narrative that's actually toxic, because to say that you cannot talk about Ratchet Crockett, aka Jasmine Crockett, all because she's a black woman is highly ridiculous. Ma'am, you're in public office. How can I talk about you? If you do something wrong, or I think you do something wrong, I get to talk about you, okay?
That's a fact. How is she above, and I said that in the first video, how is Jasmine Crockett above reproach in this situation when she's in office? You in public office, lady. And everybody that came to her defense, excuse me, y'all talk about every other day, y'all talk about Trump. Oh, he didn't just Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. Because he's what? He's in public office. Jasmine Crockett, same difference. So I'm just trying to understand something here. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
We get to call Donald Trump Cheeto man, Orange man bad. I mean, Hitler, all types of stuff, okay? Fascist. We get to call him all types of things. But yet, We can't tell Ratchet Crockett that she's yelling too much. We can't tell Ratchet Crockett that she's yelling for no reason because she's not even talking about anything. I told you, she just moves papers around. That's all she does. Absolutely. That's all she does. She moves papers around and she says, oh, yeah, well, this, that, and the DEI, and the this, that, and that, and the third. That's all she does. Because her district looks like trash. And then they say, well, how is she going to get anything done? By reaching across the aisle. That's how.
Exactly.
I sent you there to work it out. I didn't send you there to say, oh, well, my party's not in, so, I can't do nothing. But her constituents believe that, and they'll probably vote her back in.
That's the sad part. That's the sad part. People so politically unaware that they thinking she's standing up for them. No, she's not. She's not. She's not doing anything for her district. That's what she's put in position to do. It's for her district. She gets paid by the taxpaying dollars, just like every other politician. She's not above reproach, unless you're a black liberal man. See, me, they already know. The people that know me, they ain't gonna give me no pushback. They know where I stand. When they know where you stand, they least to give you the pushback. They tried me, tried to bully my opinion. But when you stand firm in your beliefs, eventually they'll fall back off of you. Stephen A. Smith, like she said, man, you really just a liberal, bro. Trying to act like you. I give you this. You do try to look at everything and you do see what's really going on. You just don't have the backbone to stand alone.
I assure you they will. Okay? Because for some reason, that loudmouth is a rising star. And I don't really care about her being loud. She's just loud and wrong. And not only is she loud, she cusses up a storm and it never has any substance. But Stephen A. folded. Stephen A. folded to that. And he folded because cancel culture got on him. Okay? Black women and the simps that, stroll to the polls behind Black women, the 92%. Okay? Not Black women in the middle or Black women on the conservative side. The 92% that voted for Kamala and them decided that they would drag Stephen A. for the.
That's the community. The 92% that voted for Kamala Harris, that's the community. They blew no matter who. That's who came for Stephen A. Smith.
For that. Now, again, Stephen A., I don't really support Stephen A. like that, but everybody got a chance to be right, okay? A blood clock is right twice a day. And he was right on Ratchet Crockett, and I supported that because he was right. He was absolutely 100% correct on the things that she was doing, okay? But again, he folded. Absolutely ridiculous. I want to go ahead and get into that because, I just found this to be so stupid. All right, here we go. This is just absolutely dumb. Absolutely. Here we go.
So now his bitch ass is experiencing and facing cancel culture because of what he said about Jasmine Crockett. I mean, these are your words. This is what you said.
Now Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself. I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
So now that you're being held to account for what you said about a sitting congresswoman, along with saying shit about the vice president and Serena Williams and all other Black women, of course, Your fucking feet need to be held to the motherfucking fire because you keep running your fucking mouth and disrespecting black women. Like, I need you, like I said, go get some pussy. Go get it. Find it somewhere. Because I think, it's internal hate. I don't know what it is. And the crazy part is you came from a black woman. And the fact that you can just disrespect black women just because you don't agree with them, that is so fucking chauvinistic. And it's just a bitch ass move. So I need Stephen Anthony Smith, because that's your name, to take your bitch ass back to your job. Stop running your fucking mouth about black women and go get some pussy and live your fucking life.
And this is why the 92% have men strolling to the polls. Okay. This is why they have men strolling to the polls. All right. All of that masculine energy she just gave up is the reason why they are absolutely scared out their mind. Okay. She sounds like Stephen A. should sound. All right. Like all of that. Go get something like, ma'am, that's why you guys are in the predicament that you're in. Talking about, my body, my choice.
Shout out to Red Cup Talk with Mika, man. We can stop that right there, but you get the gist of that, right? In the closing, man. Stephen A. Smith, man, you just dropped the ball like on all levels with this. You should have shut up if you weren't gonna stand on it. It's not the conservatives looking at you crazy, the liberals looking at you like you a chump, and meanwhile you over here apologizing for no reason. It don't pay to be in a predicament. You need to operate always operate from a position of power, from a position of strength, because you're in the position of power, my dude. You got it, but you had it and you fumbled it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that this was always a great way to put a magnifying glass on the culture. You know what I'm saying? In the black community, the divide between the liberal mindset and the conservative. Even though I'm upset, I don't want to see you canceled, bro. But them liberals, they gonna cut your neck. They gonna slit your neck, bro. Every chance they get. Oh yeah, he apologizing. But that young lady in that last clip, that's how they really feel about you. Remember that. But I will never cap for you again. If you say something I agree with, I'll highlight it, but I ain't finna cap for you like I did. And I told you from the beginning of this video, from my last video, stand on it. Let this be a lesson learned. Stand on what you believe in. Don't fold because somebody else is feeling the way. Especially if you haven't been disrespectful. There's no reason for that. But hey, y'all, man, it's your boy Jay Taylor. Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this series between Jasmine Crockett and Stephen A. Smith. It was always designed to examine a deeper conversation with the community. But yeah, man. Once again, it's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. And until next time, we shall see you soon. Peace and blessings.